If you're still investing in LA, New York, Miami, or Denver, you might be making a huge mistake. The hottest markets from 5 years ago, they're now some of the worst places to grow your money. And here's where smart investors are going instead, and why staying put could drain your portfolio pretty fast. Now, let's get right into it. Now, over the past decades, everyone has flocked to the coast or those major cities again, like New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Denver, because that's where the money was. But lately, rents are flatlining, cost to operate those rentals are skyrocketing, and all these landlord tenant laws are becoming an absolute nightmare. And trust me, you do not want to get stuck in a state that favors tenants heavily. And in Denver, where I am, we have also had some big pro tenant rules that changed this year, and it is really making all of us here think about our investment properties as well. So, where's all that smart money headed now? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now, investors, especially those big ones, they're quietly packing up, moving their cash to places that are more affordable, have booming businesses, and most importantly, have a growing population. I have one follower talking to me about a redevelopment going on in Bentonville, Arkansas, where Walmart is headquartered, and how the Waltons have been doing all types of things lately. So keep that place on your radar as well. Now, why are people moving? Well, let's break it down. Real estate is nothing without people, let's face it. No tenants, no cash flow. And so people generally move for five big reasons. There's costs, such as housing, rent, taxes. There's that safety factor. There's that jobs factor, family, and also the weather. And right now, we're seeing a big shift, especially in safety and affordability in cities like San Francisco and here where I am located in Denver are getting hammered because downtowns are just not safe anymore. And the cost, they're insane. And I can tell you right now, people are leaving in droves right now. Now, here's just an example of what can go on in an area. Let's look back to, say, Detroit, which was once the fifth largest city in America. But when the auto industry packed up and left, people left with it. There weren't any jobs, no renters, and no value. And that's why Detroit actually turned into a real estate ghost town. Now, that's why employers follow the same logic. I mean, the same reasons why people move, the cost, safety, and jobs are exactly why businesses relocate too. Now, businesses want affordable location with access to the skilled workers, and they can attract good employees if the people can't afford housing or if their workers just don't feel safe. So those companies are moving to states that offer that lower cost between quality of life and the friendlier tax environments as well. I mean, speaking of tax, look at a state like Wyoming. And just by talking to a good friend of mine up there, they don't have corporate tax up there. And I also have a friend out in Arizona where it's also very business friendly by the sounds of it. And you compare that to, say, California and New Jersey, where taxes and those regulations, they'll actually just choke you out. And it's no wonder why you're seeing those businesses flee these high cost states the way that they are. Now, where should you invest? So, where should you be investing your money right now? Well, right now, Texas, Arizona, Tennessee, the Carolinas, and believe it or not, even parts of Florida are hot. They're booming because businesses love them. The housing is more affordable and people feel safer, and the living standards are great, especially if you're nearing retirement. But let's look at why exactly you should avoid the coastal markets right now. And it's simple. The high regulation equals higher risk, and rent controls, tenant-friendly laws, those high taxes, and those insurance nightmares, all these factors hurt your bottom line and long-term return. Now, those big investors, they know this, and they have already made their moves. And here's another tip for you. Just look for those balanced markets. And what does that mean? Well, you just don't want to be in an overly pro tenant or a pro landlord state. You want equal fairness. And if the tenants are treated fairly and landlords have protections, well, then that's the greatest sweet spot that you could ask for. And avoid the extremes, as your investment will definitely thank you later. So, let me tell you a quick story about tenant friendly here where I am in Denver. The city of Denver, the last few years, they passed a bill that anyone that owns rental properties in Denver County, they needed to get a license to do so. Now, to get the landlord license, you had to have each of your properties inspected by an inspection company approved on their list. And then you had to actually correct all those issues that were found on that property. Now, these inspections were about $200 to $300 a property. And I actually have one investor that I know. He owned hundreds of homes in Denver County. And I went ahead and decided to sell mine in the area as it was just too much additional cost and headache, and many are doing the same thing right now. Now we know it's supposed to go after those that are the true slumlords, but as with anything, you have to go after everyone, I guess. So I guess we're all paying the price, and let's just hope somewhere down the road they can get a good grasp on this because it is starting to impact, say, Denver County because investors are cutting those properties loose. Now, as an investor, your job isn't just to chase what's hot today, it's understanding where things are heading tomorrow. And right now, it's clear businesses and people are going where it's cheaper, safer, and friendlier to do business. And if you're ignoring this trend, you might regret it later. Now, here is my advice for you. Go revisit your current portfolio. Ask yourself these questions. Is this market growing or is it shrinking? Are the businesses coming or are they leaving? Are the laws fair or are they just a huge nightmare? Then you have to make the decision to adjust accordingly. And you might even consider selling off assets in those riskier areas and just reinvesting in those booming markets. So hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you did, please share this with somebody that could benefit from this. And also let me know if you're investing in any of these hot new markets, or maybe you have some horror story from investing in states that actually you felt turned against you. Just please share your thoughts. And also, if you're needing a good professional out in your area to help you with these decisions, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I have my contact link in the description down below. And if you're interested too in navigating the current real estate landscape and you just want more tips on investing as well, also click on that link below. And now stay tuned for this video that I have coming up next.